Look at you. Comfortable? Well-fed? Probably holding a device that contains all human knowledge but using it to watch this video? Let's rewind. Keep going. Past the wars, past the castles, past the pyramids. Eventually, you hit a point where your great-great-great-grand-something is a hairy guy named shivering in a cave, hoping a bear doesn't turn him into a chew toy. Here's the brutal truth. You are a statistical impossibility. For you to exist, thousands of your ancestors had to survive starvation, plagues, tigers, and freezing to death long enough to have a baby. If just one of them slipped on a rock or ate the wrong berry, poof, you're gone. So, let's look at the obstacle course your DNA had to run. We are ranking the top 5 moments in history that tried their absolute hardest to delete the human race. Let's go. Coming in at number 5, the Ice Age. Specifically, about 20,000 years ago. Imagine the weather forecast is just no. Global temperatures tanked. Massive ice sheets crushed Europe and North America. If you were alive then, your life goal wasn't career fulfillment. It was don't turn into a popsicle. You lived in a world where the average temperature was hypothermia, and your neighbors were megafauna. And I don't mean cute animals. I mean woolly mammoths that weighed as much as a tank, and the cave lion, which was basically a tiger on steroids. You had a pointy stick. They had 6-inch claws. Good luck with that matchup. Every meal was a life or death gamble. No Uber Eats. If you didn't kill the 6-ton beast, you didn't eat. And if you got a tooth infection, that was it. Game over. Thanks for playing. Number 4. The Neolithic Revolution. About 10,000 years ago, humans had a light bulb moment. Farming sounds great on paper. Civilization, cities, bread. But in reality, it destroyed public health. Humans went from eating a diverse diet of berries and meats to eating nothing but grain. The result? Humans actually got shorter. Our teeth rotted out because of the sugar and carbs. And because everyone started living in crowded villages with their farm animals, we invented a new thing called pandemics. Measles, smallpox, flu. You can thank your farming ancestors for cuddling with their cows. Number 3. The 13th century. If you saw dust on the horizon, you were already dead. Enter the Mongols. Led by Genghis Khan, this wasn't just an army. It was a force of nature. They conquered more land in 25 years than the Romans did in 400. Their military tech was terrifying. Horse archers who could snipe you from a football field away while riding full speed. If your city resisted, they didn't just defeat you, they deleted you. Historians estimate the Mongol conquests killed about 10% of the entire world's population. 10%. That's not a war, that's a demographic collapse. If you were alive in Eurasia back then, your survival plan was basically, hope they ignore me. Number 2. 1347, the Black Death. This is the undisputed heavyweight champion of worst times to be alive. A bacteria called Yersinia pestis decided to hitch a ride on fleas, which rode on rats, which rode on ships into Europe. The mortality rate was insane. In just a few years, it wiped out up to 60% of Europe. Imagine looking at your group of 5 friends. Statistically, 3 of you aren't making it to next Christmas. And the medical advice? Useless. Doctors walked around in bird masks stuffed with flowers because they thought bad air caused it. They tried bloodletting, rubbing onions on themselves, or just praying. Spoiler, the onions didn't work. And finally, number 1. The closest humanity ever came to pressing Alt-Delete, the Toba Supervolcano. 74,000 years ago, a volcano in Sumatra didn't just erupt, it exploded with the force of millions of nuclear warheads. It blasted so much ash into the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun for years. This caused a volcanic winter. Plants died, animals starved, and humans? We almost went extinct. Genetic studies suggest the human population crashed to maybe as few as 3,000 to 10,000 people on the entire planet. That's it. That's the size of a small high school basketball game crowd. So, the next time you're annoyed that your Wi-Fi is slow or your coffee is cold, take a breath. Every single human alive today, me, you, your boss, your favorite celebrity, we are all descendants of that tiny, desperate group of survivors who managed to find food in a sunless world. You are the result of a 200,000-year winning streak. You come from a long line of the toughest, luckiest, most stubborn people who ever lived. You are the VIP of evolution. So do your ancestors a favor. Drink some water, survive the day, and hit that subscribe button. Because natural selection waits for no one.
Good.
See you in the next one.
Yum. Me happy. Ha ha.